Hello.
Hi.
And
Welcome
to
Past and Picture Podcast, episode 3.
Today we're going to talk about Coraline,
This is a lot of pressure because shout
Yeah.
out to Jess, this is their favourite film.
I think it's also my favourite film.
Whoa.
Because when people always, so me and Tony over the past few weeks have literally asked every person that we've looked at,
They hate us.
what's your favourite film? And everyone's like, oh, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
Really tough question.
It's an easy question for me to answer.
I think when people ask me that question, that's the first film that comes up in my head is Coraline.
I only watched it for the first time last year.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
I didn't know it was by Neil Gaiman, and I love Neil Gaiman.
He wrote the book.
Yeah, I need to read it because I'm currently doing...
The book is a little bit different from the film.
Yeah, I'm doing Good Omens book right now. Good Omens show
Yeah.
would recommend as well. Neil Gaiman is a very talented writer.
Yeah, he is. So, anyway, Coraline. So, the poll last week, the poll in the first week even, everyone wanted Coraline. I think it got like 10 votes.
It was an
out of
overwhelming majority.
14, I think, yeah. Everybody wants to know about Coraline. So, we're going to go over Coraline today. Everyone wants to hear it. I don't know why, because I feel like Coraline has been so overly done. You go on YouTube, you type in Coraline, like 20 million videos come up.
Yeah.
They all say the same thing because the story is the same.
Yeah.
The theories are.
But
basically the
Amanda has
same.
been teasing some interesting tidbits of knowledge through the
I
week
have.
to me.
Which
and
I
not
think-
explaining them fully, so I am really excited to hear.
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to look at, I don't think a lot of people have said.
Yeah.
Which makes
Well,
me
it'll be a
individual.
surprise to me, so...
Yeah. We're just going to go through the film. We're going to look at some themes. We're going to talk about what happens in the film. And then at the end, I've got a couple of different theories of what happens. As we did last week, we're going to go over some themes. We're going to look at how much the film made and some general stuff. So, anyway, Coraline. Wow. Coraline was written by Neil Gaiman. I can't remember the year.
Should have researched this, Amanda.
I know, yeah. So, Coraline was directed by Henry Selick.
Not Tim Burton.
Okay, not Tim Burton.
Man on Reddit.
Yeah, a man on Reddit was like, it was directed by Tim Burton. It's my favourite Tim Burton film. And everyone was like, no. And also, Henry Selick, not to be confused with Tom Selleck, the actor.
Who was he do?
Loads of different stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, so Henry Selick
Okay.
directed the film. So the budget for the film was 60 million. The box office made 131 million.
That's really good, isn't it?
Really good, yeah. So as of August 2023, in total DVD and box office sales, the film has made 196,285,536.
Plus £6 that Amanda spent this week
plus
buying her copy.
I bought a Blu-ray in CX of it. I think that's in dollars.
Oh, okay.
But I would just like to mention that this figure doesn't include toys, merchandise
yeah.
for the film, which is probably about the same.
I know there's Coraline Doc Martens.
There's Coraline, everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Go
on
to
Etsy,
Comic Con and you will see
Coraline,
many.
anything. Yes.
I've been to Comic Con and my friend's sister, she dressed up with Coraline.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even watched the film yet, so I was like, oh, nice yellow coat.
And nice boots. Yeah.
nice blue
wellies.
hair.
Yeah. But the money that they make, that films make, especially kids' films, because toys cost literally nothing to make. They're so cheap to make. And then they sell them for like 30-40 quid.
And then as time passes, they become collector's items.
Yeah.
Or Funko Pops that you haven't took out
Funko
the
Pops.
box.
Oh, yeah. So all you people out there with shelves full of Funko Pops.
Yeah, I'm looking at Amanda's shelf of Funko Pops right
mine
now.
are out the box.
They're
though,
all
'cause
out the
I'm
box,
savage.
knocked over, scuffed up. So don't buy any from her if you want one.
I only like to buy 2 of every, I've got a few Dragon Ball ones because I do love Dragon Ball, but like I've only got 2 My Hero Academia ones. I've only got 2 Overwatch ones. I've only got like 2 of something else.
A One Piece one, I think, but I've got loads of BTS ones. I mean, loads being like one.
My favourite pop that I have is Eliza Thornberry. Right on the end. Yeah.
Is that from Nemo?
No, Eliza from the Wild Thornberrys.
No, I don't know what that is.
Oh, love the Wild. She speaks to animals. Okay, anyway, back to Coraline. So it was released in February 2009. Rotten Tomatoes have given it a 90%.
Oh.
And Metascore have given it 80%.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
That's quite good, though. 8
Yeah.
out of 10.
Oh, I'd also like to say Henry Selick also made Nightmare Before Christmas.
I thought Tim Burton made Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm going to Google this. So yeah, he did. So he also made Nightmare Before Christmas, James and Giant Peach, which I spoke about in the first week. Monkey Bone, Coraline, and Wendell and Wild.
So Tim Burton didn't make Nightmare Before Christmas either.
No.
Wow. I'm so sorry, Henry.
He made the story. Tim Burton made the story.
And then Henry
It was based on
it.
characters by Tim Burton,
Okay,
but it was actually directed by Henry Selick.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and the screenplay was by Caroline Thompson. And it's also been made by Leica, who are the studio that make the stop motion.
Don't talk about Leica.
What?
She's the dog that went to space and died.
The what?
Leica, the dog that went to space and died.
Oh, yeah.
Don't. I'm getting a tattoo of her. That's a whole other day.
Okay, so we'll go through the story, re-jog everybody's memories, and as we go through, I'm just gonna say bits that I'm like, this is what happens in story structure. This is what. So in the first week, we went over the hero's journey. So if you listen to that, you'll get what I'm gonna say.
Cast your minds back.
Cast your minds back, children. Number 1, Coraline moves to a new house. So this is our equilibrium. Everything's fine and dandy.
Oh.
I mean, she's in a new.
She's not very happy with this.
She is. Yeah, because all of her friends live back in.
Yeah.
She's from Michigan.
Yeah.
So she moves into this new house. I've written down her first task. So in the first week, I said that they do 3 tasks. Each task is bigger than the last. So I think that her first task is when her dad says to her, "Count all the doors and windows. List everything that's blue."
He's just trying to get her out the way.
He is. Yeah, I mean, she's just a young kid. She wants to go and explore and do stuff. She's bored.
Yeah.
She wants some more attention from mum and dad, but they're too busy writing their gardening book.
Yeah.
Gardening catalogue. And then Coraline has her call to adventure. She finds the little door.
Yeah.
Because the YB, her neighbour, gives her, he goes, "I found this doll and it looks exactly like you. Take it."
Yeah.
And then the little doll is found by the little door, and that's when she finds the door, and she takes her first steps to the other world.
Yeah.
In the nighttime.
Through the spooky tunnel.
The spooky tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Yes, he sings it all the time. So, and then we have her refusal of the call. So Coraline leaves after. Coraline leaves after tea time, dinner time, and she declines to play hide and seek because they go, "Oh, let's play hide and seek in the mud. We love the mud."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh no, I'm really tired. I want to go to bed." And then the next day, she meets Mr. Bobo, and then
Icon.
Yes, Mr. Bobo and his dancing mice,
Love
circus
the
mice.
Love the mice.
And then she also meets the women downstairs,
also
Spink
icons.
and Forcible. Yeah,
Were they
vaudeville?
Were they sisters, or were they?
I don't know. They're
lovers?
they're like vaudeville women.
I thought it was one of those things, where they say "Oh, these two women were really good friends," and it was like, no, they are
Yeah. They've lived
long-time
together
lovers.
for 40 years.
Yeah.
Come on, make it make sense.
Neither of them took a husband. Stop being so dense. Come on.
Obviously, they're together.
Obviously, they're together.
Coraline really wants to go back to the other world. So I want to have a look at different kinds of characters in film and stories and stuff. So we've got what is called the Herald, which is what I've put as the mice, because they tell Coraline, "Do not go through tiny door."
Oh, yes.
Also, they call you Coraline, but it's not Coraline at all. It is Caroline. And she's like,
yeah.
which makes you think, the mice are right.
They're warning her.
Yeah, so that's what the Herald does. The Herald warns you about your journey that you're about to go on.
Yeah.
So they go, "Do not go through tiny door." And then we also meet a mentor. I'm not going to talk about just yet.
Okay.
You're going to have to try and guess who the mentor is. Can you guess? Yeah, but we've not met him just yet. But usually this is the point in the story when you do meet the mentor.
Oh, okay.
But it's just switched a bit.
Okay.
So we then pass through the threshold. So she declines the mice's warning and goes through the door again.
Secret tunnel.
The secret tunnel.
Yep.
So she crosses the threshold. Now, Coraline starts her road of trials. Do you remember we spoke about this? Yeah. So she meets enemies and allies. So she meets the other YB. She meets Mr. Bobo and the
other
mice.
mother.
This is on. Well, that's the first night. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But in the structure story, we know that the other mother is going to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
her enemies and allies are these.
Yeah.
Wybie, Mr. Bobo, and the mice.
Yeah.
And that's the second night. Then Coraline goes back home, visibly upset when she wakes up in her bed, because she's like, oh, back home again.
Yeah.
But I want to be with the other mother in the other world. So her parents both go out, and then Coraline is left alone. They go out to get
The
food.
real parents.
Her real parents go
Okay.
out like grocery shopping, and they're like,
Okay.
we'll be back soon. So she's like, yes, they've gone. I'm gonna go back again. And
Secret tunnel.
This time it's daytime, so I'm gonna go back through the.
Secret tunnel.
Yeah.
Secret
So this is her
tunnel.
third time going back, and
3?
the cat. Yeah,
Third time. 3
it's her
trials.
third time going back. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cat watches her leave, and he's like, oh, she is so stupid. She is.
Like us watching the film, being like, "Girl, what are you doing?"
Yeah, you
Like,
know.
I get why you're doing this,
That's
but
got a name when you're watching a horror film, and it's like someone's knocking on the door, and the
Like, don't
person's
answer
like,
the door.
and you're like, no, don't answer it, don't answer, like, it's the killer, don't
Yeah,
answer
yeah.
it. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, this is the same thing where the cat's watching it, and he's like, oh, what are you doing?
yeah,
You are so stupid.
yeah, yeah.
Get a grip. So, the mentor, the cat. So the mentor is usually supernatural, which the cat does become because he talks in the
yeah.
other
Yeah.
world. And
like a
she's
fairy
like,
godmother.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the cat is supernatural because he talks in the other world. So why does he talk? Well, he says, I just can. Interestingly enough, this is what is called plot armor.
Yeah.
So the cat gives Coraline a talking to and makes Coraline aware of something being wrong.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm not the other cat. I'm not the other anything. I'm
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, how can you talk? And he's like, well, I just can.
Yeah.
Because the plot insists that I need to talk to you because I am a
Yeah.
supernatural mentor.
Yeah.
So that's how they get around things that you can't explain in stories. It's just
Yeah.
because the plot needs it.
That makes sense.
So Coraline sees Spink and Forcible show that night. She
Yes.
gets the new clothes
Yeah.
because previously she went to the shop with her mum and she wanted these gloves.
Oh,
And
yeah.
mum was like, no.
They
you're
are
not having them.
cute.
But she doesn't
I
actually get
really
them.
like her star jumper.
Yes,
I want it.
It's nice.
I love it.
So her other mother gets her the new clothes.
Yeah.
And she's like, love this. Got everything I want. Got all the attention that I need. So she goes to see Spink and Forcible show. And then after this, she's at the innermost cave.
Okay.
So she's asked to sew buttons into her eyes by other mother and other father.
Uh-oh.
She declines.
Oh,
And she
no.
tries to go home, but she's now trapped.
Yeah.
So she runs up to her room and she like barricades her in and she's like, I'm never coming back. But she doesn't go home.
Yeah.
She wakes up in that bed expecting to be back in a normal home, but she's not.
Yeah.
She's still in other bedroom.
It's getting a bit spooky.
So she talks to the cat, and then the cat gives him more information about the Beldam, who is the other mother,
Yes.
which is a supernatural being of American
Folklore.
folklore.
Yeah.
Coraline really wants to go home. and
I'm
she
sorry.
talks.
She wants to go home. Make your mind up, girl.
Do you want to go home or do you want to stay here?
Like 2 minutes ago, you're like, oh, my mum and dad are out. Yay, I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
Just pick.
Yeah. Well, I think because she's
No, I get it.
she wants to go home. She runs downstairs, but other mother catches her and she throws her into the mirror.
Ugh.
And that's when she meets the ghost children, and they ask her
It's
to
so
find their
spooky, this.
eyes.
I don't like
It
this
is
bit.
so spooky. I mean, they're
Ugh.
on a wet bed. The bed's got a puddle.
That's all.
The
already
mattress has got a
scary
puddle
enough.
in it. Like,
Ugh.
so this is what I think is the second task. Is when she
Oh.
gets the 3 eyes.
Oh, okay.
That's her second task,
Yeah.
and it's 3 small tasks, but it's 1 task.
Okay. Yeah.
Coraline escapes because Wybie pulls her out of the mirror and gets her to go home, and he like forcibly shoves her into her
Secret tunnel.
forces her in the secret tunnel. And then when she comes back to her real world, she goes downstairs to see Spink and Forcible because she can't find her mum and dad.
Yeah.
They still haven't come back yet. So she's like, oh, I'm gonna go downstairs. Maybe they're with them, because they originally, her mum and dad were going to give Spink and Forcible a lift to some show.
Yeah.
So she goes downstairs to be like, if they've gone, maybe that's where mum and dad have gone.
Yeah.
But they're not.
Investigating.
She does. She's an investigator, a detective.
Yes.
And Spink and Forcible then bestow upon her a magical artifact.
It's the little green thing.
It's the green thing. It's
Yeah.
the candy.
Yeah.
So this moves the plot forward and then helps the hero on the quest. So usually you'll get it happens in video games a lot where
Here, you're going down a treacherous road. Take this.
yeah, it's dangerous
Yeah.
to go alone. Take this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually in like films that are spiritual or magical, they get a magic thing, and then you get like called back to it.
Can I cast us back to Lord of the Rings?
Yes, go on.
When Frodo gets his mithril,
Yeah.
his vest,
Yeah.
Bilbo gives it to him when
Mhm.
when he meets up with them at the elves.
Yeah.
Gets his mithril. Later on, he gets stabbed. Everyone thinks he's dead. No, because he has the mithril.
Well, this happens in Harry Potter as well. Harry Potter gets bestowed upon him a magical artifact, the
cape.
cloak,
Yeah,
the cloak of invisibility, which he then uses
yeah.
throughout the films. And this happens all the time. And this,
I'm never going to be able to watch a film in peace again. No, it's gonna be
no,
like,
you will. You will.
Artifact,
You will.
mentor, secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Yeah.
So, and then we have the ordeal, which is the biggest point in the film. She finds that her parents are in the snow globe. She's like, oh, there they are.
Ugh.
How am I gonna figure myself out of this one?
Yeah.
So she goes back again, 4th time,
Secret tunnel.
secret tunnel, and she asks the beldam to play a game because if we remember, the cat goes, she likes to play games.
Yeah.
I don't know why. She needs someone to love. She wants someone to hold. Maybe she just likes to play games.
She's just a mother.
She's a playful
Give her
mother.
some sympathy, man.
So she asks the beldam to play a game. The beldam accepts, and she gives Coraline a little riddle as to where the eyes are.
Ooh.
I haven't written the riddle down, but it's
Okay.
something like 3 eyes in plain sight.
Yeah.
Oh, of the 3... she says, like, of the 3...
Jess is listening to this, screaming.
Yeah. Of the 3... Oh my god. It's like, wonders I have made for you, 3 eyes hide in plain sight. It's
Okay.
something along those lines. But this happens in loads of, like, folklore stories.
Yeah.
Like, the Sphinx gives
Yeah.
3 riddles.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's in the original book, but I would assume that it probably
Neil
is.
Gaiman would know
Mhm.
all these little tropes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she gets the first eye from her dad in the garden. She gets the second from Spink and Forcible. And then the cat gets the last eye for her. If we remember, so in story, structure, film, whatever, there's always a time limit.
Yeah. Oh, it's like
Always
in
a
Mario
time
when you
limit.
have those little red coins that you've got to get in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, in like nearly every film, there's always a time limit, like before the bomb goes off, before
Yeah.
the house burns down, before the end of the world,
Yeah.
whatever. So her time limit is she has to do this all by midnight. She needs the 3 eyes by midnight. And if you remember, the moon has got a button coming over it.
Yeah.
Because if she doesn't do it
Yeah.
in time, she's going to have buttons for eyes. So
It's so
literally,
strange.
Coraline is like, I can't get the last one from Mr. Bobo, from his mice. I can't get it. She just couldn't do the task.
Yeah.
And she sits down on the grass and she's like, defeat.
Yeah.
But then, out of nowhere, the mentor, the cat,
Yeah.
drops the last eye and is
Yeah.
like, you know that I hate rats, or you know that I hate
Oh,
mice.
He's so sassy.
So, this is what's called a deus ex machina.
She was telling me about this at work, but
was
she
telling
didn't
you
tell me
about
when it
this,
meant.
So, deus ex machina. So, just as the moon fades and time is up, the cat drops the last eye for Coraline to collect. So, deus ex machina is where all hope is lost, and then a mysterious magical figure comes in and fixes everything in 2
Yeah.
seconds. So, this happens a lot in like
It's
Greek
like
mythology.
A roller coaster of emotions, because you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like when you watched it, you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like that's it, and then
Yeah.
the cat comes in, you're like, yeah.
That's what a deus ex machina is. It happens twice. I think it happens a second time. I think when she's
with YB
when she's
later.
in the mirror. Yeah, when she's with YB later,
Yeah.
and they're like going to throw the hand down the well. We'll
Yeah.
get to that. So that's what a deus ex machina is, when something supernatural or godly comes in and basically saves the day
where
at the last
does
second.
Ex Machina, the film title, come from then?
Ex machina. Just from whatever the film. It's been a long time since I've seen that film. I can't.
We need to talk about
can't
that.
recall, but we
There's
will.
some very interesting
It will
themes
be
in
in
there.
The
poll.
the poll, we could do we could do an ex machina. So he gets her the last eye, and now we're on to the road home. So she's going to go back home. She's got the 3 eyes for the beldam that the beldam's asked, but then she also needs to get her parents. So she heads back inside to do what I think is the boss battle.
Oh.
She throws the cat at the other mother, and then in metamorphosis style,
Oh my god.
she turns the room into a web and then becomes spider-like. She's not actually a spider, but she's got very long spidery-ish limbs, and she's crawling
being,
around
like, really, like
a spider.
creepy, because people don't like
Creepy crawly.
spiders, do they?
No.
Ugly buggly.
Ugly bug. So Coraline finally gets home, locks the door. Mum and Dad are fine because they're in that snow globe. And then we have the final hurdle. So the ghost children tell Coraline at the very end to hide the key. 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 Hide the key where the beldam can't find it ever again. So the other mother's hand escapes from the
it's the spider
secret
image
tunnel.
again, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, same again. It follows Coraline just as she's about to drop it into the well, and it tries to jump up and grab the key. But Y becomes along and then snatches the hand and smashes it with a rock.
Yeah.
And then they throw the hand and the key in the well.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is the other Deus Ex Machina, because Y becomes along.
Oh yeah.
Last
I
second
love YB.
saves the day.
Yeah.
And then the story concludes, and then the equilibrium is restored again.
Yeah.
And at the end of the film, it's like, bring your grandma to the garden.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, all right, I'll bring her. And then they have all like the garden stuff and whatever. So that is Coraline. That's the story of Coraline anyway. This is a story of adventure without adult needs.
Oh yeah.
There's no adults. Like she doesn't get any help from anyone.
I mean, the
No,
best
that's
bit
an
that the
at
adult
least.
does is when the dad sings his little song.
Singing a song about Coraline.
I don't know any more of the words, but
She's a
yeah.
Coraline.
That's
She's
the
sweet
best
as a
bit.
button, and sorry, yeah, Coraline. So interestingly enough, I was looking online, and originally this film was meant to be a musical.
Jess, have you heard this, Jess?
It was meant to be a musical, and the song that the father plays, singing a song about Coraline, it's the only song that made it into the film.
Wow. Imagine it as a musical, though.
It is a musical.
Has it been a play?
It's a stage musical.
Oh, we need to go see that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I can't remember the guy, but the guy who wrote the song is in like a well-known band.
Wow.
Can't
Oh
remember.
my god, Harry Styles?
Don't think so. 2009.
Harry Styles?
How old was I in 2009? 12.
How old was I? Fresh out the womb. I wasn't. I was 7. No, as a stage player, it'll be so fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at some theories. That was the first one
Ooh.
about it being a musical
Okay.
originally. So how did Coraline get home? So she goes to sleep in her bed in the other world
And then just wakes up again.
and then wakes up in the other world.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different theories. People are saying that the beldam carries her back through the tunnel,
That's so weird.
puts it back in her bed.
Ooh. Yeah.
But I don't think so.
'Cause she
It's
just keep
never
going.
explained. It's never. Well, in that last night, she doesn't go back.
Yeah.
Remember, I think that's what people are thinking.
So what changed?
I don't think that it's anything. I think that it's just a plot device.
Oh, okay.
So it's an easy plot
You
device.
took all the fun out of that then.
Yeah. It's just plain magic to
Oh,
get her
yeah.
home, which is easy without having to extend the narrative and
Yeah.
leave the audience guessing.
Yeah.
Which is half the fun. Which is why I think this film's so great.
Yeah.
It's because people are like, ooh, well, what if it was this instead?
Yeah.
Which is what I think gets. I think leaving stuff to like the readers, the audience's imagination is one of the better things, because it creates
Yeah.
buzz around it,
A
and
bit of ambiguity.
they talk about the film, FOMO, fear of missing out, stuff like that. And then, are Coraline's parents dead?
The first ones.
Yeah, the original parents. Very, very early
They
on in
don't
the
talk
film.
to her, do they?
No, they do talk to her.
Oh.
Very early on in the film, her mum has like a neck cast because she was in a car crash.
So all this is just her hallucinating. I
It's a
love
coping-
I love one of these
It's
stories.
it's a coping mechanism because her parents died in that car crash, and the other mother is a coping mechanism.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think there's films and stuff that I've seen that have had that theory, and I really can't. Oh, Grease. Seen the Grease.
Oh, about them being dead.
Yeah, because they fly off in the car at the end.
Yeah.
Honestly, why do they fly off in the car at the end? It makes actually zero sense for the rest of the
I don't
film.
know. Have you seen that meme? And it's like at the top, it's like two pictures, and the picture at the top is him and Sandy driving off, and then the picture at the bottom is him and Mia from Pulp Fiction after they've like been out for their night out, and they look dead. Like she's had a hypodermic, not a hypodermic, she's had a like a adrenaline stabbed in her chest, and she's got a bloody nose and stuff.
The thing with Grease,
and it's like, oh, life when you're young and life when you're older.
Oh god, no, Grease though, it's like at the start where he's like, just saved her life, she nearly drowned.
Yeah,
maybe she did drown.
Yeah, there's so many films like this. It's the same with what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio. Like the end of Titanic.
I haven't watched Titanic,
so
I'm sorry.
Titanic's really good. James Cameron.
We could do a collab episode.
That would be cool.
You could tell me and I'll tell you all the historical inaccuracies.
If it was wrong or right. Yeah. So the end of Titanic, he's on a sinking ship, isn't he? Obviously, because Titanic sunk. Yeah. And the end and the beginning of Shutter Island, he washes up on a beach.
Oh my god.
And everyone's like,
I love Shutter Island. Wow. No, but
he's now got to
burned to death though,
in Shutter Island, he's got like a mysterious backstory, and he hates boats and stuff.
Yeah. Have you seen like the Disney Pixar thing where it connects
the Pixar theory?
Yeah. Oh my god,
I was going to talk about that in the first.
I think we should
episode,
because it's like, you know, where the Little Mermaid shipwreck. That's Anna and Elsa's mum and dad, but Anna and Elsa's mum and dad are also Tarzan's mum and dad.
Yes,
I love Tarzan.
Yes, and they're like, she's cousins with
Rapunzel. Yeah,
because her mum
and Boo is the witch from Brave.
From Brave, yeah, because she has
like a little Sully in the background.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's all linked.
Love
I love stuff like that.
Have you seen the Mike's Mike video about cars?
Probably.
Where it's like, if there's a car Pope, that means there was a car Jesus. And if there's a car veteran, that means there was a car war, which means there was a car Holocaust.
Yes.
Like, oh my god.
Yes. Love that. Love that. But that was my three sort of theories. I do like that car crash theory though. I think it just brings a little bit of like
it's morbid, isn't it?
A little bit of spook into the story that I really enjoyed anyway. And so Coraline is, I think it's one of my favourite films. Oh, I didn't speak about the themes. Conformity, individuality, family, appreciation and bravery, because a lot of the film, underneath the main title, there's like a subtitle. It's not a subtitle, there's something else.
I know what you're trying to say.
So on the promotional material for the film, it's like, be careful what you wish for. Because Coraline wishes for the tagline, Coraline wishes for parents that will give her some attention. But they're very busy. They've moved into a new house. I
don't think to have good parents, you should have to have buttons sewn in your eyes. Like,
yeah, I know.
Just be nice to your kids.
But a lot of people are like, oh, this is neglect. Like, her parents were neglectful. She just wanted a mother who was there and would make her tea, and a dad who was fun and friendly and would make dad jokes and stuff like that. Which is what makes me think that car crash theory has got a little something going on. Yeah. Got a little something good going on.
Right, let's get in contact with Neil Gaiman. Maybe we should read the book, because I bet you the book's got a little bit more of that in. But Neil Gaiman, let us know.
Neil Gaiman, just talk to us.
Jess, this is for you. When you become an actor, ask Neil Gaiman. Jess is going to become Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, I believe you. Go, Jess.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
I've been lying on the floor this entire episode.
She has. She's EP. Anyway, thank you for episode 3. Next week we'll be talking about Night at the Museum.
Yeah. I will be your tour guide.
Yeah.
Through Night at the Museum. So bring some refreshments.
Yeah.
Put on a little hat. And we'll have a great time.
Yeah.
Gift shop at the end.
Anyway, thank you for joining us for our talk about Coraline. So in the poll we'll have
some more films to choose from.
Some more films to look at and think of.
If you want our socials, they'll be in the description of whatever you're listening or watching on. We post fun little bits, fun little polls on Instagram.
We have TikTok. Please follow TikTok and Twitter.
Some outtakes and stuff going on our other socials. So have a little look. Yeah, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Love you. Bye.